Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is The Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our stamp set of the week. It's Cake Day. It sounds like a good day, doesn't it really? Cake Day. It is an online bundle. You get in the bundle 2 sets. You get these beautiful stamps which create a cake, and you get the wonderful dies to match. So today we're going to focus just on the stamps. So I will show you these and we will go through the dies excuse me, on Wednesday. So as I say, it is a 15 stamp set. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentiments, and the rest are all images. So you've got Happy Cake Day, Make a Wish, Let's Celebrate, Happy Birthday, Congrats. So let's open this up and we can see inside. So today, I'll show you the card we're going to create. So this is the card we're going to create. Okay, so you've got this lovely detail here from the cake. You've got ribbon and some shells, and inside you've got some sparkly candles. All of these come from this beautiful stamp set. So let me peel this off very carefully. Oops, put that back there. Okay, so we are going to use the shells. So that's these ones here. I'm sure there is a proper cake terminology for that, but and I'm sure somebody will be able to tell me. I'm going to use those in shaded spruce. I'm also going to use, this card I used Made a Wish, but I'm going to use Let's Celebrate for this one. Again, that is going to go in shaded spruce. We have these lines, these 2 lines, which help to create the layer of the cake. There we go. And we're going to stamp that up in pecan pie. Right, what else have we got? So, Happy Cake Day is another sentiment. We're going to use that. Again, I'm going to use that in the shaded spruce. Crowding my desk here. Let's just see if I can give myself a bit more room. Okay, what else do I need? I need the sprinkles inside the cake. So sprinkles inside the cake I'm going to do in 2 colours. The first colour I'm going to use is Garden Green, and the second I'm going to use is the Soft Sea Foam. And then I have got Daffodil Delight. Now that is to create the flame from the candle. And then the last thing we've got, you can hear the tip-tapping of Bella. Hello, Bella. You've come to join me this morning. Is the candle itself. And that will probably be in shaded spruce. So I'm going to put that down there for a second. So we've got left, so this is like a chocolate layer of the cake and sprinkles. There's more sprinkles. You've got a line here to give you a bit more depth for the cake. You've got the Make a Wish, Happy Birthday, Yay. And this one is the Congrats. But the ones that we've taken out are the ones we're going to focus on today. So let's bring in the supplies. I'm going to move these aside just so that I've got a little bit more arm room. Right. Okay, so let's bring in the supplies. Right, I have got this is the bordered ribbon. It is shaded spruce with the border of seafoam, and also on the other side you've got the seafoam bordered with the shaded spruce. So we're going to use that. That's really pretty. I'm loving that. Okay, then I've got shaded spruce card. This measures 8 inches by 5 3/4, and I've scored at 4 inches. I have 2 pieces, one for the inside and one for the outside, of white cardstock, which measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I have a strip for my sentiment. Okay, so let's do the stamping first. So we're going to do the inside of the card. So I'm going to create the candle first of all. So again, that's just shaded spruce. Okay, so tap it gently, and I'm going to give it into different heights. So I'm going to go over here and give tool, and then bring it down a bit. Oops, top doesn't look like I've got it. There we go, that's better. 2, 3. Bring it up a bit further on this one. 4, and then up here on the 5. Okay, so let's put that aside, and we are going to use the, so this is Daffodil Delight, and this is for our flame. Okay, so let's see where we can go. 1. Now these will overlap, which I'm not worried about. 2. They look like sparklers, don't they, from Guy Fawkes. There we go. So that is the beautiful sparkly candles for inside. And now we're going to focus on the outside. So the first thing I need to do is to do the layers of the cake, which will be with the pecan pie. Whoops, I need to drop that. Okay, so we're going to work at the top. I'm going to leave a gap at the top. 1. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it down 2. The layers don't have to be even. Yeah. There we go. And I think down the bottom here. There. Okay, so that is the layers of our cake in the pecan pie. Now I'm going to bring the sprinkles in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle in the soft sea foam. Stamp on that. Okay, so let's do the top one. I'm going to miss one. Now this is quite a big one, so I might just add a few more that way around. There we go. Miss one. Let's do that in there. Miss one. Cover it up. And there. Okay, so that is the soft sea foam. Now I'm going to bring in the garden green. And because I have done light to dark, I don't need to clean this one off because it will go straight over. So there's the garden green. Straight through. There we go. And there is our layers of the cake completed. And now we're going to put the first sentiment on, which is the Let's Celebrate. And that I'm going to do in the shaded spruce. And they will only go over the soft sea foam. So I'm going to do one there. One there. And there. And there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do the one at the top. 5. Okay, so that is our decoration that way. Leaving the shaded spruce out, I am going to now put the cake decoration, which I call shells, on. So I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go 3. I'm going to try and get it as close as I can. There we are. And obviously we're going to go off the edge here. There we go. I should leave that shady spruce out, but we will come back to it. Actually, no, we're going to do all the stamping. Let's bring in our Happy Cake Day. And because the image is quite big, I brought the ink pad to the image rather than the other way around. So now I'm just going to stamp that down. Ah, see, look, it comes. I didn't like that. Let's try the other end. Let's try that and put it on there. Not quite sure what happened there, so let's try. Right, let's make sure there's nothing on there. Can't see anything, so fingers crossed. Definitely has something up there, doesn't it? Okay, let's cut that. Let's get my cutter in. Where's my trimmer? There it is. Right, so I'm going to cut it there. And I'm going to turn it around and bring it down slightly more. So it's about 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to cut straight across. So that is 3/4 of an inch by, look at that, 3 3/4. Perfect. So the first thing to do now, oh, excuse me, is to wrap the ribbon round. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there. So let's cut this like that. So turning it over the other way, I can then glue it down with a glue dot or sellotape. I am going to use my glue dots. There they are. I knew I'd put them somewhere. Seem to be running out of these quite thick and fast. Right. So there's one glue dot. Pop that at the top. Bring it down. And hold it in place. There we are. Do exactly the same with the second one. So glue dot. Bring it over. And put it in place. So that is our length there. Okay. Perfect. Now what I want to do is add a little bow. So I'm going to cut myself a strength of about 6 inches. And I'm going to put it up the top here. So it's going to be a knot. And I'm going to pull it. I don't want to. There we go. Pull it there. Now you could do it as a bow. It might need to be a bit longer. I'm going to leave it as a tie. I'm going to cut there, and I'm going to cut it there. Now, if you want to keep it in place, again, another glue dot underneath will work fine. So just lift it up, and then put your ribbon over the top, and that will keep your tie in place. Let's turn it over so we can see how beautiful that is. I wonder if that would work. There, look at that. Then you get the 2 sides of the ribbon. Lovely. Now, as I said, I've got this shaded spruce. I'm wondering if we should change it for soft sea foam. So bear with me for a second. I have a piece of soft sea foam. I keep a box of the card bases under my desk so I can change my mind at the last minute. Do I like that? Or do I like that? I like that. I'm just wondering if it needs something, apart from the fact it needs Cake Day on it, which could go there. No, I'm going to leave it with the shaded spruce. Okay, so folding my card base in half, I'm going to burnish with my bone folder. I'm going to place the candles inside the card, like so. Okay. And on the outside, we can attach the outside, but I'm going to use my glue for that. Make sure I've got some of the glue on my ribbon. That way it will help to keep it stuck down. There we go. Turn it over. Pop that down as flat as I can. There we go. Right, and then we are going to pop this one up on dimensionals. That way we can raise it above the ribbon. So I'm going to have it there. So I'm going to put one on this side. It will help to hold the ribbon down. Let's get my scissors just to cut these pieces. Right, so I'm going to take that. And that will go there. That will hold that. Okay, and then we're going to put a few along here. So one there, and one there. Okay, let's take the tops of those off. And then the cake can go over like so. And there you go. That is our quick and easy birthday card for a Monday. I hope you like that. Do come back and join me on Wednesday when we'll be diving into the dies. Okay, thanks ever so much, everybody. Take care. Bye.